Check this out. Where? It was an awesome weekend. Hi everyone, and welcome to Pal to Tech. One of the things I love about shooting with Fujifilm is the video capability and movie options available to you right in the camera. I'm going to give you 5 video tips that will be extremely helpful to you as you step into this brave new world of video production using a Fujifilm camera. Tip number 1, make sure your shutter speed is double your frame rate. As a general rule of thumb, you want your shutter speed to be double the number of frames per second that you are recording. Now, I'm not going to get into what frame rate you should choose, as that is a major topic for another video. You have a selection of various frame rates that you can choose on the Fujifilm camera. And to non-videographers, they are confusing as hell. For example, what is the difference between 24 frames a second or 2398 frames per second? The reason that you have so many frame rates goes all the way back to the early days of film production, as well as technology of broadcast television signals and how they had to deal with the advent of a color signal when moving from black and white broadcast to color. It's a complicated topic and long. So for the purpose of today's video, if you're just starting out, go ahead and place it in 2398 if you want to shoot 24 frames a second, or put it in 2997 if you want to shoot at 30 frames per second. Just set it there and leave it alone. And by the way, while you're here, go ahead and set the bit rate to 200 megabits per second. That is a nice balance between having just enough bit rate to look great, but not have too large of a file size. So back to my recommendation. The reason you want to set your shutter speed to be double your frame rate has to do with the perception of motion and movement in your videos. Take a look at these 2 clips. All the settings are exactly the same. As you can see, to the human eye, that perception of motion that you get when you shoot at a shutter speed that is double your frame rate will be much more fluid and smooth, as well as have much less jerky effect. If you're totally new to mirrorless cameras and are unsure about things like aperture or ISO, then set your ISO to A and your aperture to A while setting your shutter speed to double your frame rate. You're now going to need to start thinking about our next tip. Carry an ND filter. An ND filter is basically a pair of sunglasses for your camera. I never leave home without them. Assuming that you use the kit 18 to 55 millimeter Fujifilm lens, you are going to need a variable ND filter size of 58 millimeters. Now, when I say variable, I mean that you can adjust the filter once it's on the camera to darken or lighten the amount of light that comes into the lens. So why is it so important to use an ND filter? Let's say you're shooting at 24 frames a second. Therefore, you would need a shutter speed of 1/48th of a second, double the 24, right? Let's say you're outside in bright light conditions. You have your ISO all the way down as low as it can go. You have your shutter speed at 1/48th of a second, and you also want to have nice cinematic shallow depth of field, say f4, so that you can isolate the subject and blur out the background. Well, you're kind of screwed because there's going to be too much light. Your only option at this point would be to increase your shutter speed in an effort to reduce the light coming into the camera. But don't do that. Remember my tip number 1, because that can affect the smoothness of the motion and sometimes make your videos look weird. Yeah, weird. That's Pal to Tech's technical term for it. And if you do that and you violate, tip number 1, that is going to make me mad, bad, and sad, okay? So I don't want to hear you doing that. Don't do that. So putting an ND filter on your lens solves all of these problems. Tip number 3. Are you listening? Because I'm only going to say this one time in this video. Audio is more important than video. People will be more forgiving if your video quality is just so-so, but your audio is excellent, than they would be if you have amazing video footage but crappy audio. Don't be like those people that conduct Zoom meetings, and you know what I'm talking about. Crummy, poor quality, cell phone type audio. Okay, so with that in mind, tip number 3 is that you want to get your audio source as far away from the camera and as close to your subject as you can, as possible. Have a look at the difference here. Okay, this is test number 1 using the built-in microphone on the Fujifilm camera. Now you can hear me, but it's also picking up all kinds of other ambient noises. Okay, so this is now an external microphone plugged right into the Fujifilm camera and mounted on the top of the camera. It's better. It's definitely better than using the camera's built-in mic. Okay, so here's how I sound with a lav mic. The audio is brought right to me, and just having better audio in your videos, that alone will stand you out from the crowd and put you in the top 1% of the better filmmaking club. And that's a club you want to be in. I cannot emphasize enough. Always, always, always be thinking about audio. Okay, tip number 4, shoot at an H.264 codec with long GOP compression. Listen, talking about codecs, compression, and video processing algorithms makes my head want to explode. So I'm gonna try to keep this as short and simple as possible. In your camera menu settings, you will see an area that says H.264. It'll also say H.265. Whichever one you choose basically tells your camera how to shoot, compress, and package up your video before saving it to the SD card. While H.265 can give you more latitude and details in post-production, a number of computers and editing software programs struggle to process this codec. So for the sake of simplicity for beginners, just put it in H.264. H.264 is plenty fine if you're just starting out in video, and it works great with video shot on a Fujifilm camera. If you have an X-T4, just go ahead and set it to H.264 AAC, and that will be good enough. Now, together with that setting is your movie compression setting. You have a choice of either long GOP or all intra. All intra will result in a larger file, but will end up with giving you the highest level of quality possible, especially for footage with lots of movement, such as sports shots. The other one, long GOP, stands for long group of pictures, and that takes up less space and is better suited for scenes where not a lot is changing from one frame to the next, such as the video you're actually watching right now. So to keep things simple, go ahead and set your camera to H.264 and long GOP. I think that for a majority of your videos, this will serve you well. Tip number 5, use a video-friendly lens, which this is not. Oh, no, it is not. Not at all. This one is. Okay. What you need from a lens when shooting video is different than when shooting stills. The right lens choice is an important subject, but I want to keep this simple and focused. You want to use either a dedicated cine lens, or if you're just starting out, then you are going to want to use the 18-55 Fujifilm kit lens. Just take autofocus, for example. Have a look at the difference at this footage. Look at how my face jumps in and out of focus on the 56mm compared to the 18-55. As great as the 56mm lens is for still portraits, it is unusable for reliable video autofocus, particularly with face-eye auto detect. And when you add in how noisy this lens is, yeah, you can hear it grinding while you're shooting. You hear it right in the audio. Go for the 18-55 instead. You'll find that this kit lens, I called it the kit lens. The 18-55mm zoom will cover almost every shooting situation that you would ever need. Okay, because you've been so awesome, I'm gonna give you a bonus tip. You may have heard of F-Log. Whether you have or not, don't bother with F-Log until you get more experience and are willing to spend a lot of time color grading in post-production. Instead, set your output to 4K and your film sim to Eterna. Then I'd use Provia. Try that out. So these tips were designed to get you out shooting with a minimum of hassle and fuss. I think that a number of Fujifilm camera owners don't take that next step into shooting video, because the video settings can be really confusing when you're first starting out. The best way to get really good footage on your Fujifilm camera is to just get out and start filming. Try all of the settings and tips that I showed you, and then adjust to your style based on the type of look, equipment, and story that you're trying to tell. Well, I hope this video has been helpful to you. Hey, would you like me to make more videos about shooting videos on Fujifilm X-T3 and X-T4 cameras? If so, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please consider giving it the like and subscribe. And of course, I will see you in a video again real soon. Take care.